It's the HBS show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model. Yeah, Oluwa lifted me higher. Oh, now they wanna eat with me. Now they wanna drink with me. Now they see me as something. But I can't forget yesterday when they saw me as nothing. No one knows tomorrow, brother. No one knows tomorrow, sister. No one knows tomorrow, mama. No one knows tomorrow, papa. Yeah. It's the HBS show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Wow! It is HBS show History Behind Success. Today, our guest on this program is a man who started from the humble beginning. A man whose responsibility came upon him unaware. He wasn't ready for it. What did he do? He never gave up. He think and he puts some things together to make things work for him. Who is this man? A man who did so many jobs, was a tailor, was a bike man, a farmer, just name it. And there's one thing about this man. With all of this, at that time, he keeps smiling. Who is this man? He's a man who has imparted so much in the lives of people. A man who has brought peace to his community, to his kingdom. A man who has revived the hope of the people of Ughelli kingdom. Join me as I make welcome to the program. They are jewel of the great people of Ughelli kingdom.
It's the HBS show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Ajua, what's the top?
You see. Real good.
Your Majesty, congratulations once again for your 30th anniversary.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're looking very, very handsome, and also you're looking younger. What's the secret?
It's by the grace of God. When somebody is a leader and is content with what his people give to him and what government is giving him, and the person have no problem to tip here and there for you to be squeezing face. So that is the secret. So
We are always happy.
Christianity, they always say is Jesus. So I'm happy because Jesus is behind it.
Wow. All right. You just celebrated 30th anniversary on the throne. So tell us your journey so far.
Yes, if I begin to say, since I started, it's also a journey, I'll be lying. There are a lot of problems that still cross my way, financially, health-wise, and a lot of boundary. So I will also start the way I made the palace financially. When I came in, local government do pay 6,000 for a month. And the kinship here is from father to his son, senior son.
Okay, it's hereditary.
That is hereditary. I was a student when my father passed away, so I don't really have any income, any source of income. I depend on my father. So when the party was passed to me, I feel it very difficult to cope with. So I have to pick up with farming.
Wow.
In the kingdom, we have what we know as stool land. Stool land means the land set aside for the Ovie.
Okay.
And the people who are nearer to such land. For example, we have two stool land in this Otodo, Ughelli.
Okay.
Otodo means where the Ovie stay is the headquarter of the kingdom.
Okay.
We have Gabriel, we have Broma. So those land are there. So I quickly switched over to farming. I began to use people to cultivate, and you know what it is. A farmer, before you can hope of what you will get from your proceed, must take you 1 year.
Yes.
Except you go for maize and some little things like granite. But the cassava must reach 1 year or 1 year 6 months. So I do miss farming.
Okay.
Both cassava, maize, and even granite. Because what was coming to me was very limited, simply because the load is much. My father left more or less 6 wives in the palace, and the senior wife, I think he had about 5 children. The other one, 4, some 3, some 2, so like that. And they are all very young. Me, who's supposed to have something to do before he's passing away, because I did not go to school when I was young. I have to start school that 1980.
Okay.
Like my father was a throne. So, and that's 10 years he spent on the throne. I began to use it to struggle for education. So, this wasn't easy at all. Like I said, I use people
For the family.
for the family. I pay boys, and as a Christian, I am content with what I have. So I begin to also still tell the children, but some of them, they don't want to do job.
Because they are used to the enjoyment.
So I also go into planting of pantries because I have the land.
Okay.
Planting officery. I also still planting Ughelli. In all this, there are boys that I'm using. So I still tell them, if you want to live well, you have to struggle. Until, by the grace of God, I stopped halfway in education because I've not rounded up before my father passes away. Simply because I did not start on time, and the book is not a thing to tear in somebody's brain.
Yes.
It's what you have before that you improve on.
Yes.
So I was more or less not too clever because the time I was supposed to use in going to school.
You didn't go at that time.
Because my mother is not alive,
Yes.
so I didn't go to school. But when people get to know that I'm the senior son of the Ovie, when they have store him as the Ovie of Ughelli, they asked him to say I must go to school. So the year I was supposed to marry, that was the year
You went to
I
school.
now go to school in 1980. I'm already 28 years old before I now go to school to start class 1, where I make my first school certificate, primary 6.
Okay.
So begin to struggle to look for money to take care of my
The younger
family.
ones.
Because I'm already an adult.
Yes.
When I was class 2, I have to marry. Class 2 student, having a wife. So it was a joke.
Because we are already 29 at that time.
At that time, I'm already 29.
Yes.
So we begin to show. I now use one stone to kill 2 birds. I'm struggling how to take care of my children, my siblings, and I'm also strongly
To take care of your wife.
to go to school.
Yes.
Because after my father passes away, I now stopped for meanwhile
Okay.
until after some time I had to start to go to school again. So that is how it happened. What is easy, but as time goes on, I begin to see some improvement, mostly from the government.
Okay.
After, say, 10 years to 15 years in the drone, they now say 3%. They now carry our money from local government to state. So they begin to give us 3% of the derivation. Then I now have some British space. In that, at times sickness can come.
Yeah.
It cannot be just you, but if your children are sick, your brothers or sisters are sick, you must carry everything alone. So things wasn't easy. Before I clock 25 years in the throne, I lost my senior wife. And this wasn't easy. Before then, I had, children for me. 3 boys, 3 girls. But before I passing away, I now lost 1 boy. So this wasn't easy. Until finally I lose her too. We are still forging on. Then when I'm in the throne, let me just say 18 years ago,
Okay.
I now form a palace chapel.
Okay.
We worship them with the ministers, also preaching morally. My children, my wife, me, myself, we begin to listen to the Bible very seriously. So all those things now guide me to at least follow the affair of the kingdom. We begin to demand for some things that will help in developing the community or the kingdom. Some of them were released, while with the help of the government, the Ughelli dualization, township dualization came in, and the place was dualized. That gave a new face to the kingdom. We discuss water, we discuss light, we still discuss other road, but by the grace of God, some of them were approved, while some of them they did not approve. We celebrated 25 years. Now, the 30 years. Before the 30 years coronation anniversary, when I was 21 or 22 in the throne, they now say, let's give this palace a new face. They started this ultra-modern palace Because from where we are now, okay, from the traditional hall to the road, and from the traditional hall to my fence here, they are equal.
Okay.
So there was enough land for them to put the palace. So they started it.
So who is building it? Is it government that built it?
First of all, it was the crown people, which is the kingdom people,
Okay.
who started it. And when they are doing anything like that, they must surely seek the help of the government.
Okay.
And that was the time of Oduaga.
Okay.
I had Oduaga donated about 4 million. Yes. When individually from the kingdom, those who have now do it to a stage before our present government come in. And the committee in place also asked for help. But at the end, become a kind of abandoned project when the chairman of the building committee, person of Jamali Onusude, passes away.
Okay.
So the thing now become an abandoned project. But as God will do it, our Excellency Senator Ato Kowa, the governor of Delta State, he came for town hall meeting and he said he must reach me. Then he come to visit me. In the process, I told him that this is a kind of big project we have in our hand. And he did promise that I will hear from him after 2 weeks. Behold, after 2 weeks, he sent the first 25 million.
Wow.
In another 2 months, he sent another 25. So the question you said, whether is it handled by government, is handled by the crown people and the government.
Yes, it's collabo.
They collaborate, yes, to do it to this stage.
Yeah.
Because it was abandoned before government now said I should do direct labor.
Okay.
Then after spending that 50 million, and because I've enjoyed the speediness of the job, I now still push my own personal money.
Okay.
But cash is like that. When I've already exhausted, we'll now put another committee in place. The committee, as we are talking, where I stopped in Parapet, they now started roofing it now. So I am saying all this to let you know that it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
Educational wise, financial wise, community settlement crisis here and there. they always call on me.
Yes.
Government will say, Ajuwe, where are you? I said, I do. Are you hearing from your people? I said, I'm already on it. So all those things put together with the power of God, I was able to climb to this stage that I am now.
Congratulations once again, sir.
Thank you.
So tell us, what was the first challenge you had when you became a king in the community?
The first challenge is finance, money. There was no enough money to run the kingdom.
And you were able to run into farming to augment.
To augment some of the
Yes.
the problems.
Yes.
The second one, these children who need quick money. We now have plenty of armed robbers 12 years ago. So what do we do? I now single-handedly call my people. My step grandfather and my grandmother, plus the present Islam of Ughelli now, and other of my uncles, they're coming from the west. We're in the bush of Elisha. The name of the village, we call it bush because it's a village. My step-grandfather is a palm tapper. So we stay in one village called H.R.M.
Okay.
So when we are coming from, when they decided to leave that place in 1960, when we are coming, we met some group of people who called themselves vigilantes. So they were telling my grandmother with the husband, who is my stepfather, that this your movement is late, and we saw you. We are not seeing you as person who is living and packing loads. Whether the loads are for you, we don't know.
Or for someone else.
Or for someone else, we don't know. That time they were using this agbegilodo.
Okay.
That is the language Yoruba
truck.
people call all those big wood truck. So but they will stay with us till daybreak. If nobody come to ask whether
His load is missing.
the load is for them, or nobody come to ask you are the owner, we will leave you when daybreak.
All right, Your Majesty, we'll be right back after the break. In case you are just joining us, it is HBS show, History Behind Success. And my guest on the program is His Royal Majesty W.O. OHARISI III, JP APJ. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, HBS Show with Blessing. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's the HBS show with Blessing, the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Don't forget to call us on 081 321 66983.
It's the HBS show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Good to know that you're still there. It is HBS show History Behind Success. Before that break, His Majesty was telling us about how he got an idea of curbing the situation of armed robbers in his kingdom. He's still talking about it. So
like I was saying before the little break, so when this issue of these boys breaking an entry, armed robbers, even trying to ritual, trying to get some horseback to kill them, to kill horseback to make money, and I remember that very trip. That in 1960 when we were coming from Elisha, I think it's now the present Oyo State, it's under Oshu State, Elisha. So, and I remember I had to call my people, say I have an idea. So, I called them the first meeting, they were looking at it as if it's a dream. So nobody give me a better response. Because they were thinking, which person's children will you use in doing that job? So we closed the meeting without concluding. I called the second meeting. It's also ended like that. So the third one, it's also tried to end like that. So I now walk out on them.
Okay. For them to have a rethink.
I walk out on them with annoyance. The people I am talking now, they are the total people, chiefs, and total to those spokesmen and elderly people in the different towns and villages in the kingdom. So when I walked out on them, that time the man has not become a chief. One is late now, many recipes. One chief motor. He now follow me immediate effect and say, Ajuwe, I'm trying to understand your pride in this issue. As we are talking here now, the youth of Ughelli, they are holding meeting in a tubo.
Wow.
Say, let him rush and call those boys so that I discuss this matter with them because their father, they are not trying to help issues. So he now took his vehicle and go. When he get there, the youth of Ughelli, the meeting is closed. But because the meeting is held in Echugbo, the Echugbo youth, they have some things to put in order. That they have their own personal discussion. So it's those people and now
that were left.
Met and now told them. They just spring into action. They followed him down. So when you see the face of vigilante we have in Ughelli, they are more or less Chubo boys.
Okay.
Because they are the people
that
who are very many in the system. Okay. Though we now select people from other towns and villages, plus even non-indigenous, we now form it. But a Chubo boy called Luke at that time was the leader. So what I'm trying to say, it wasn't easy. But by the grace of God, the vigilante we started with Prepare now covered the whole thing, which Delta State now mutate. Today, as we are talking, we have the state vigilante in the kingdom. We have our own personal, the crown vigilante. And because we don't know who is who tomorrow, every landlord now came into the something that they must pay some token.
Okay.
We can be paying them one month end, which we are doing tomorrow. And I'm happy that everybody now key to it. Every Tansa village around the sister kingdom, that means my sister kingdoms.
Yes.
They all key to it. They are still doing the vigilante in their kingdom.
Wow.
While also Delta State is also key to it.
Okay. Your Majesty, you actually started your office without no money, and you were struggling at that time. You have different farms to make sure that there is food for your siblings to eat, there is food for your stepmothers to eat, and all of that. Now, during that hardship, do you in any way have a regret over it that why is this me?
There was no regret as such, simply because I don't really have anything doing. Now that I made a king, they are paying me 6,000. And I have an opportunity to be farming. Because I was a Jehovah's Witness, always contented with what I have. The only regret is that things are not flowing the way it's supposed to flow. So, despite there's no money, I still feel a bit okay than as I am now, because I really have a lot to pursue. My own personal education, my children, because I have all these children first. Before these 3 people we are saying, 2 are lawyers, 1 is engineer. These are the first graduate I have.
Okay.
These are my children. But I still have other siblings, my younger ones, who are graduate first before them, because they were younger than my. So that's how it is. So the regret is that there was no sufficient money as it is now.
Yes.
Because I will not say till now I'm still struggling as I'm struggling before. No. So my regret is that things were not flowing well
at that time
to meet up with my demand, because I still need to go to school. As I'm here now, I am a graduate.
Wow.
Why I entered the throne with school cert. So training my children, training my younger ones, training my wives. I remember my senior wife was class 3. That time we have class. While I was class 2. So she was
1 year
ahead of me. But before her passing away, she was also a graduate.
Wow.
She finished from Abraka. Then I have another wife from Uzere. She came in as primary school. Primary 6. Today, she's also a graduate. had another wife who came in as school start. But me, I came in as second school start too. When there's my second wife,
The third one.
my first wife came in as a school start. Why did the second wife come as a school primary six? So the one who later came in as a school start too. As we are talking, she's a master holder.
Wow.
So because of pursuing education and everything together, things were very hard for me.
Because the workload
But
was
now,
high.
God has made it.
Wow.
And all of them, except the recent one that I married, she's also, she came in as a teacher training student. Today she have got her H.R.M. So when I have anything difficulty of paying people for to pay some people's school fees, if I call them, they will say, after rest, I help them, they should also help me. So things are not so hard as it is.
Yes. Okay, Your Majesty, you talked about your 3 wives.
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell us how you met them?
The truth is that when I was, like I said, I was 29 years, and as a Jehovah's Witness, my father said, I am already a matured man. That if he say I should face the holy education, he may not have grandchildren on time. And Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't have girlfriend.
Yes.
So many of them, they were thinking I'm a Enoch. That's the truth. So one of my auntie, who I call mother, she's now in my father's neck. Say, I never see this your pikin with girl, with woman one day. So if he did not marry, we may not know him whether it's a Enoch or it's not.
He's a true man.
So, and I was arguing with them, say I cannot pursue the 2 things together. That was the first year I entered school. Until one boy lost a motorcycle. Because before I go to school, I was a tailor.
Okay.
So, and I see that if I begin to sew and they go to school, the thing may be difficult for me. I said, okay, let me sell
Your machine.
sewing machine and some of the clothes that I'm selling before together. Then I also sold the motorcycle my father was riding before to go to work. Now that is again, he now gave me the motorcycle that I was using to go to school. So I now sold everything, put that together, asked my father to add money to it. So I now bought my first motorcycle. It is probably 82. So to cut a long story short, when the motorcycle got lost, I was owing this boy, so he must pay me my motorcycle. So my father now took it upon himself, and I will buy the motorcycle for you. but you must marry first. So begin to, and I see that if I begin to follow him to argue,
The motorcycle
I
will
will
not
not,
come out.
it will not come out, and I will not. And so I have to, he have to marry the first wife for me.
Wow.
Because your question was that, how do I make this? So as a Jehovah's Witness, this my first wife was introduced to me in Notary town. There's another quiet girl in Notary, a Jehovah's Witness to the core. The father is a Jehovah's Witness, the mother is a Jehovah's Witness. And that the way I am, if I marry to that woman or to that girl, I will not have problem. And that is how I come to know that woman that my father married for me.
Okay.
So the others, as a king. So, and as also a farmer too, I have some people I gave bush to cultivate a form of kill and divide.
Okay.
If the process, if they are matured, if not cassava to be precise, we will share them. So in the process of doing that, one of the women came with her daughter, and I joked with her when the girl was small, which is my second wife. That time I'm already in the throne.
Yes.
So when it comes to when I want to marry a second wife, my uncle's wife was there the day I was joking with this girl, with the mother. So she now say, Ajiwa, you want to marry? I said, but there's one girl you said you want to marry the other time. The girl don't mature though. I said, I said, okay, if not so, who will fetch the mother for me? So the mother came. We begin to talk the matter. We were able to convince the mother to come with the girl in another day.
Okay.
And at the end, I come to marry her. So that is how that will come to pass. The third one, as a man who now I'm no more a Jehovah's Witness, I don't fall for that area. And so Jehovah's Witness they talk. So if you don't carry two women, don't come to so you are no more a Jehovah's Witness. They will say you are a fallen brother. So that's why I come there. Until I request for another one again. One of my auntie said they has a friend. That is his own junior sister. Have a friend that is very good. And that is how that will come in. So, but the fourth one, because I have three wives now. Well, after
the first one died.
I mean the first one become three, but she was still alive when I met that lady, the fourth one, when I'm a student in Benin. As a grown-up man.
As a campus guy.
So I come to, as I'm going to school every weekend, and the girl, I know her here, so I now make arrangement. Anytime I'm going to school, they follow me, say, So that is how I come to be. So I marry all of them. By the grace of God, they all have children.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Before we go, I need your advice to our youths out there.
Yes. My advice to them is that first, they should be content with what they have. By sticking or planning what they can afford. By the contact with what they have, if you are a tailor, if you are a driver, if you are also a student, please be content with what your father, your guardian is giving to you if you are a student. Don't think about how you make quick money like what these people of these days, our children are doing. Say 419. From 419 they graduated to say Yahoo. Or from Yahoo now Rishwa. From Rishwa say kidnapping. So all these things they are doing cannot help them. As you can see, you see many of them dying every day.
Yes.
Because with hard drugs, they go into all these things. And that hard drug they are taking, they should stop it because it's what is making them to go into all these bad things. After making the money, they don't enjoy it because with the hard drugs, you see them driving recklessly, carelessly, and killing people and killing themselves by having an accident. So my advice is that we are in modern life, but don't put your hand of what you think you cannot afford, so that you cannot go to all these rituals, kidnapping, Yahoo money. So that is my advice to them. And those who are going to school, they should finish their study. At the end, God will help them, they will get better job.
Amen. Thank you very much, Your Majesty, for your time on this program. We've come to the end of the program. I like what His Majesty just said. He said that be contented with what you have. It has been HBS Show History Behind Success, and my guest on the program is the Ajuwe of the Great Ughelli Kingdom, talking about His Royal Majesty Evangelist Dr. W.O. Ojakovo OHARISI III, JP Plus, APJ. Remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel, HBS Show with Blessing. I am Blessing of Formio. Join us next week for a fresh package. Don't forget to call us on 081-321-66983.
It's the HBS Show with Blessing, the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.